Okay, so today I'll be giving my commentary and review of the movie Tyler Perry's Why Did I Get Married? This one was suggested for me to do. I didn't mind doing this one because I had recently just watched Why Did I Get Married? And it's a really good movie. It's really one of Tyler Perry's best works. And this one not gonna be hard to talk about because it's some heavy hitting points in this movie. So much drama, so much of everything. Let's get into it. So,
you're big time now.
first, the movie opens up with one of the friends named Patricia. And Patricia is like a psychologist, and the movie opens up with her. She just like released a book, and the book is on like relationships, and she uses her different friends' relationships to, pretty much lay out her book for different types of relationships. And she mentions that they do a couples retreat or a couples vacation every year, I believe it is. And she also mentioned they was asking her questions about the book, and they was asking her certain questions about the different friends. And at this point, we don't know who these friends are or what the dynamics are. So it was just like they were just bouncing off questions like, and do you think Angela gonna woo woo woo? And do you think Sheila in law? Do you think this and that and the third? And it was just good to have like a precursor to what these actual relationships are like. So she told the people, oh, thank you for all your questions, but actually we have a couples retreat coming up today, and I got to get ready and go to it. So I'm going to wrap up all our questions and stuff like that. So how I'm going to break down this video is I'm going to pretty much just go down the list of couples and tell y'all what I think about the couple, and then talk about what they got going on, because child, each one of these couples got some crazy stuff going on. And if you have not seen this movie, I suggest that you go watch it. It is now on Netflix, so it's available to watch if you have Netflix. So the first couple that I want to touch upon is Diane and Terry. Okay, Diane and Terry didn't have as much drama as the other couples did in the movie, so I'll go ahead and go with them first. The problem that Diane and Terry are having is that Terry wants Diane to loosen up her reins with work. Like, he wants her to spend more time with him. He wants her to have another baby. He keeps bringing up the fact that she don't want to have sex and all of this stuff, and it's because she does not want to have another baby. And he oversteps his bounds in regards to her work. So they're on vacation, and he's like, well, can you put your BlackBerry down? Can you give me some attention? And all this stuff. So once they actually get to the vacation spot, she fell asleep, and her assistant called, and he told her, don't call no more. First of all, don't answer my phone. Second of all, don't tell my assistant, do not call me, because if she's calling me, then it's clearly something important with work that I need to handle. Don't do that. And if I'm remembering right, I think maybe, I don't know if she's like an attorney or something. I don't know. Can't really remember what her profession is. I think he's a doctor for sure. So Terry's a doctor, and I want to say she's an attorney, a lawyer. I want to say she's a lawyer or something like that, because she was working on a big case. So he gonna tell the assistant not to call her. Don't do that. That's overstepping. That's going behind my back as well. But their really big drama was the fact that, one, he went ahead and got their daughter a DNA test because he felt like they weren't having enough sex around the time that she got pregnant for that baby to be hers. So that was one thing. Two, she went behind his back and got her tubes tied. So he's coming up here and talking about he want another kid, and all this stuff. That's not happening. These two are tied. So all of that came out within this movie. And the main thing, not the main, I keep saying the main thing. And then on top of their secrets coming out, he was like, yeah, I don't want to do this relationship no more. I'm over it. And I thought it was super hilarious that this is like at the end of the movie, once she like realized, like, I do want to be with him, all this stuff. I'm sorry that I got my tubes set. I'm sorry that I've been working too much, all this stuff. He pranks her. And it's like, well, his coworker is usually around often. Like if she's neglecting to do her motherly duties, like picking up their daughter or something, one of his coworkers, she happily would go pick up the daughter for him and shit like that. So he played a prank on her and was like, yeah, well, I want to say her name is Monica. I'm just calling Monica. He like, well, Monica is pregnant. And Diane was like, well, okay, we can work through it. It's no big deal. That's just the, the repercussions that I'm going to have to deal with. But we can make this work. And he started dying laughing because he made that shit up. And two, he also made his coworker very uncomfortable because she's like, oh my God, I'm sitting here like, girl, no, we have never, ever done anything like that. So please don't even think that. But he just wanted to get her back. So at the end of the movie, their issues were resolved. Theirs was the most light of the situations that had occurred. Now, next, Marcus and Angela. So most people, if y'all have not seen Why Did They Get Married, you know Angela and you know Marcus. He gave them a spinoff TV show called For Better or Worse. And you would describe them as an Angela the loudmouth and Marcus the cheating, want to be with his baby mama husband, I guess. I don't know how to explain him. He ain't really got his own career at this point. He works at her shop. She owns a salon, so she gave him a job there. And she's pretty much like, Marcus, get your stuff together. You sitting here putting me through all this stress with your baby mama and you cheating with her and going back and forth, but you're not even pulling your weight as a man. Like, I'm carrying the whole burden financially and you can't even keep your penis in your pants and treat me with some type of respect. And his argument is, she always like, you're not bringing no money in, you're not doing this, I'm taking care of this, I'm taking care of that. So that's a turn off to him. So he wants to go release himself to someone who's not causing him this type of stress, which would be his baby mama. But then again, his baby mama giving him drama because she want to feel like she could come up to Angela like, yeah, I'm still sleeping with him and all of this, causing this friction. And it's like, girl, I don't want you. I just used you pretty much, when he should not be doing that. So the main tick, boom with Marcus and Angela was, Marcus has been cheating with his baby mama Keisha, and he comes up with, I think they just say he had VD, some type of venereal disease, sexually transmitted infection. And he asks Terry to get him a shot because Terry's a doctor. So Terry gets the shot shipped out, expedited, so that he can clear up his situation. And his guy friends are like, are you going to tell Angela that you got this going on? And like, how long you going to try to, cover up the fact that y'all can't have sex so that you don't give her this, disease or whatever? And he like, no, I ain't going to tell her. I'm going to just, come up with something so that I don't have to have sex with her, sweep it under the rug pretty much. No, baby, when I tell you, when everybody's secrets was coming out at that table, at the dinner table, close at the end of the movie, when everybody's secrets was coming out at the table, they say, Marcus, tell Angela why you had to get that shot. She like, cause you was cheating, la la la. She was like, no, he ain't get it from Keisha. He got it from Walter. They say, Marcus say, Walter? I ain't getting nothing from no Walter. I don't know Walter. I'm not gay. Like, what do you mean? She gonna say, no, I got it from Walter. Yeah. and I knew I had it, and I was just waiting for you to say that you had it. But since you didn't, I know for a fact that you've been sleeping with Keisha, and that's why you was hiding it, because you thought she gave it to you. Boom. And I'm just like, when you first watch that scene, like when you first see this movie, that shit is, it just take you off guard, because you wouldn't even have expected the fact that she had been cheating back on him because she know he was cheating. It was just out of control. When I tell y'all, you have to watch the movie to really see, like, bomb after bomb after bomb was dropped at that table when everything hit the fan. Now, I'm going to move on to Patricia and Gavin. Patricia is who I mentioned at the beginning, the psychologist, the friend who wrote the book about their relationships and all of this stuff. She's the more supposedly well put together friend, the one who don't really have no issues, no problems. They come to her for advice. But Miss Patricia is living with the trauma of the fact that she didn't strap her son in, and they had a car accident and he died. So Patricia and Gavin are trying to deal with the grief of losing their baby. And Gavin blames Patricia because she was responsible for strapping him into the car seat. And he's like, how could you not know you didn't strap him? How were you moving too fast and all of this stuff? So he blames her. And when it came out that he blames her, she was like, oh my God, I feel like trash. Like, how did I not know you blame me for that? You know, and it hits different because I thought you were on my side. But now I know you blame me for losing our son. So now I have to live and be in this marriage knowing that you feel some type of way about me because our son is gone. And what was really blowing him was she never wanted to talk about the baby. She never wanted to bring it up. She never wanted to look at pictures of him. And he's like, look at these pictures. You have to deal with this and all this stuff. And she's just like, no, I don't want to. All this stuff, as if he was receiving it, as if she didn't care. And it's a very tough, very important situation and topic to have been put into this movie. Now, last but not least, we're going to touch on Mike and Sheila. So Mike and Sheila's dynamic is this. Sheila is this very sweet, sweet woman. She'll do anything for anybody. She'll take care of you, all this stuff. She's so positive. But she has this husband, Mike, who's no longer attracted to her because she's overweight. And he takes every dig he can to let her know that she's big, let her know that she's unattractive to him and all of this stuff. So now this is where the movie, Mike and Sheila, is the bread and butter of the movie now. Sheila, being a good friend, she invites her friend Trina to come on the couples retreat with them for whatever reason. I don't understand. Why would you bring a single woman to a couples retreat knowing that it's all just couples here? Like, why would you bring her? What was the point of her coming on this vacation? That makes no sense. So I didn't even understand why she was invited. At the very beginning of the movie, they're on an airplane and Trina and Mike are sitting together on a row behind Sheila, and Sheila's on the row in front of them. But the person who was supposed to be sitting next to Sheila, he's uncomfortable, saying that she, her weight is spilling over into his seat, and he's uncomfortable, la la la. So the flight attendant comes and tell her, like, when a person of your size, we recommend that you buy 2 tickets. So I'm going to have to ask you to leave the plane. And she like, what? She's like kind of like disappointed in the fact that she has to, get off the airplane. And Trina was like, no, I'll get off the airplane. I don't have to go on this trip. I shouldn't even be going anyway. La la la. And Mike like, no, she can get off the plane. She could just drive up there and we gonna fly. Okay, so Mike, you're telling me that you're gonna let your wife drive hours up a mountain by herself, and you're gonna stay on this airplane with her friend to go to the couples retreat? That was red flag number 1, because why the hell Are you sitting next to her on this airplane to begin with? And two, why do you think it's okay that you should not accompany your wife up the mountain? Now, Sheila leaves the airplane and she's like, she's scared to drive this far. It's a big old storm. She's like, well, I'm going up the mountain to save my marriage. Now, they get a lot of snow, get snowed in, all of this stuff. She can't get actually to their cabin, but she does get to the police station where she meets Troy. And Troy pretty much takes care of her that night and all this stuff. And later on at the end of the movie, she gets with Troy. And he uplifts her, and they work out all this stuff. Positive stuff. She gets her a new man. So for her to say, I'm going to go up this mountain to save my marriage, going up that mountain didn't save your marriage, but going up that mountain got you a good man who appreciated you and loved you for you and who will do anything for you. So I'm glad she did go up that mountain. But child, when she got up that mountain, Trina is not a real friend. And I'm going to say this because one, ho, you sleeping with my man, and you know you sleeping with my man. You want to act like you're my friend. Why would you come on this trip knowing for a fact that you're sleeping with my man? Two, they go, three, was it two or three? Whatever. They go to the store, and she's like, oh my God, Sheila, you should get this lingerie for Mike. I think he'll love it, la, la, la. Set this girl straight up for failure. Set her up for straight failure. She put on the lingerie. He laughs at her and says she looked like a fat cow. To my son, I don't know why Trina said I like that because you look a fool. Really, Mike? This woman is trying to be sexy for you and you really gonna just bash her like that? And I'm just like, Trina, you are horrible because you know, well, I guess maybe she was trying to help her win her man back. Like, if you get a little sexy for him, he'll like you. But no, bitch, you shouldn't even been here in the first place. You shouldn't even be talking to me in the first place, knowing that you're sleeping with my man. That's just ridiculous. And I'm mad that Angela did not beat her up. Because this whole trip, Angela's like, first of all, why is she here? And why is she all up in Mike's face like that? Like, Angela knew from jump that something was going on. And their friends also knew from jump that something was going on. But Angela caught Trina, or it wasn't Mike. I think she caught Mike coming out of Trina's room one of those nights. And she's like, oh no, baby. Let's talk about why, Mike, you was coming up out of Trina's room last night. And then that's how everybody's secrets came out at the table that night. Because Angela brought it to Mike's attention that he had knew. And the reaction took the cake, baby. When I tell you, Sheila was like, just sitting there, like lost, dazed, zoned out. She took that wine bottle, she cracked it across his head, that man hit the ground. Because don't play with me. Because you thought I was a fool. One, you've been talking to me all crazy, you've been bashing me, I've been trying my hardest, I've been trying to lose weight, I've been trying to look good for you, you're going to keep on bashing me, then you're going to cheat on me with my friend, and then you're going to bring her here on this trip and embarrass me in front of my friends? No, sir. It's just too much disrespect going on. Bashed him right on upside his head. And that, my friends, is the drama of the movie. But let me backtrack a little bit and talk about some of the themes. Now, a lot of topics were brought to the forefront with this movie in regards to relationships because why did I get married? It's a relationship movie. So with Terry and Diane, their message or their theme was like working dynamics and how overworking or not respecting one's job and things like that can damage a relationship, and how keeping certain secrets from your spouse and not discussing things together and having mutual understandings and like that, you guys can't say, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, because once you get married, those I's turn into we's, what we're going to do together, how we're going to work out and things like that. So that's what their relationship was supposed to display. Like, that was the themes that we got from their relationship. And Marcus and Angela, their theme, I don't really know what I was supposed to learn from Marcus and Angela, but their whole topic was pretty much cheating, having baby mamas and kids from past relationships, and how not cutting off, I guess maybe not like how not cutting off those past relationships can affect your future relationships, and pretty much just stop cheating. That's what I think their message was, because they do have a lot of love for each other, but it was just the cheating that she couldn't get past. And maybe stop belittling with him, because he was out in the NFL and he ain't had no money, and she was like, boy, you ain't played no football in years. Like, you can keep stop bringing it up, because that's not bringing no money. That's not doing nothing for me. So I think what we were supposed to learn from them was leave the past relationships in the past and stop talking down on your partner. If they aren't bringing to the table what you would like from them to bring, try to help uplift them. Help them find something that they can do that will bring in some money, or help them, get motivated and find their passion. Now, with Patricia and Gavin, I think their whole relationship, the point of their relationship was to show you, like, the friend that always supposed to have it together does not always have it together, and it's okay to not have everything together. And I think their main theme was, once you go through a loss, like a loss of a child, a family member, or something, a loss period, you have to openly discuss your true feelings and emotions with your partner. You can't live in silence and hold in all those emotions. Y'all have to work through that type of stuff together, because y'all both experienced that. That wasn't just your loss or just his loss. It was a loss that y'all had together. That was y'all child together. Y'all have to feel through that together. It's okay to want to grieve in silence and handle it by yourself, but no, I think they did a very good job on showing, like, how damaging it can be to a relationship to not discuss your feelings and your emotions towards things of that particular nature. Like, that's something serious, to lose a child, and for her to not have known that he blamed her for it, or for him to not know if she even cares about the kid being dead. Like, just their dynamic of not knowing how each other felt about losing that baby was ridiculous. And for them to be the well put together couple, how have y'all not had these conversations? And she's a freaking psychologist. You out of all people should know that grief comes in different stages, and you have to deal with grief in order to continue to live on with your life. Like, she out of all people should have known that. So that was a very powerful message that was presented with their relationship. And then Mike and Sheila. I think that Mike and Sheila's relationship was to show you that as a woman, when a man shows you who he is, and when a man constantly belittles you and talks down on you about your weight and things like that, it's okay to try to save your marriage, but at some point you got to put yourself first. And even though it took for her to find out that he was sleeping with her friend to put herself first, she eventually did. And I think they also wanted to show us that it's really men out here that are assholes. And that type of dynamic of, my wife is fat, she got fat, I'm not attracted to her no more. That happens a lot in our society, within our world. And I think that they portrayed Mike as the villains, as like a super villain, so that people can realize, like, this is something that happened all the time, and you should be disgusted. You should be mad. Check yourself and see if that's how you're treating your wife. Like, these topics were supposed to make you reevaluate your own life, your own situation, and maybe you and your man should go do some type of couples counseling, couples therapy, to work through the issues that you have at hand. And they did a lot of talking about secrets and lies. They had some sisterhood and brotherhood that was displayed in this movie, like how they all, like, rally around each other when something's going wrong, or try to help each other fix their issues. They talked about how communication is really key for saving some relationships, be it friends, romantic, and lastly, when you tell your friends all your juicy business and it's somebody in a group that's mad at somebody at that moment, it's going to be a lot of throwing people under the bus. Like the whole trip was ruined because each couple had a secret of the other. And once one felt attacked, they released the dragon on each other. And then that's like, whoa, what happened? While you talking about my stuff, you need to be worried about why your wife got her tubes tied. While you worried about my stuff, you need to worry about why your husband had to get a shot for VD. While you all up in my business, you need to worry about why your husband mad that you didn't strap that baby in and then he died. So it's just like everybody's in everybody's business so much, and they know so much about everybody's lives that it can either help or destroy you in the end. Even though all of these secrets come into light, they needed to come to light, the way they came out was just so volatile. Like, that whole scene was crazy. And this movie has some power hitters. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this movie. It's a really good movie. It's not like one of my favorite movies, so it's not one that I will watch over and over and over. But once I need like a dose of some good drama, I'll watch it. I recently just watched Why Did I Get Married 2? Now that one is juicy. That one got a lot of secrets and a lot of, yeah, that one gets deep. That one gets deep. I may or may not do Why Did I Get Married too. It depends on how I feel, y'all. Because I did just watch it. I don't know, but drop video recommendations down below. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'm out.